so the badge is back on. What I had done was I had just ordered some of these grommets off of Amazon because I'll need them at some point in time. But these little ones right here fit perfectly into the holes in the car, and they were nice and tight for the pins for the badge. So that badge is in there nice and tight now. Then the rubber seal, it's not perfect, but I was able to put it in some really warm water, and I was able to get it to stretch enough that I was able to get it mostly on. So I think we're good with that. That's in there pretty good. That's not going to come out. So that should be in there nice and tight. So happy with that then. All right, so today we are going to work on just cleaning up the engine bay and just getting it soapy. So I covered up my mass airflow, covered up my coil, covered up my speed and reference sensors, and also where my O2 sensor is. And then I do have another project that I'm going to be doing. So this was my O2 sensor that I had just plugged in just haphazardly. But I ordered this off of eBay. And this is a Bosch kit supposedly used for O2 sensors and to get everything lined up and done the correct way. I think it was like $8.50 off of eBay. I think I found it. So that will be one of the other projects that I do is to put that in. But it allows that connection, supposedly. And we'll go from there. So let's work on getting it cleaned up. So just real quickly, I kind of wanted to do a before shot of everything. And see how clean we can actually get this. Yeah, it's just dirty and dusty from sitting in the garage for so long too. So we'll just kind of get it cleaned up. You know what? Maybe I'll cover those wires as well, that connection. All right, well, there we are, kind of washed off as best I guess we're going to get it. Looks a little nicer, a little cleaner, not as dusty. Does look better, but it's a 40-year-old engine bay. Close to 40 years. Next year it'll be 40 years. So, not too bad. All right, so in this kit comes the connectors. The two wires go in there, they go through here, and then they clip into these. The problem is the green wire that comes from the car is thicker, and it won't go through this hole. So I'm just trying to make this hole a little bit bigger, big enough that I can get the wire through it. We'll have to see if that's big enough or if I need to make it a little bigger. So, but this is what I am speaking about. So that green wire that's coming from the harness itself is too thick to get through it. So we'll just make it a little bigger and see if it'll go through. And there we go. There we go. That worked pretty good. So now we'll put these grommets on it so it seals here. Then we'll put it in the little thing, and then the other end goes in here, and we'll see how it does. All right, so that's in. We'll see if that makes any difference. I don't know if it will or not, but at least it's in, and more correct than using a electrical connector for the inside. So I think we'll just take it out for a little spin and see how we do. All right, so I've got the car up again because I wanted to check. I got oil leaks. So it looks like the rear main seal might be leaking a little bit. I've got a bunch of leaks coming from the lower balance shaft. It looks like it's from one of the bolts that goes in is where I'm having the most leakage from. And I might be leaking around the oil pan gasket as well. And then it looks like I'm also leaking still at that front main seal, that oil pump seal that I replaced. So I'm thinking maybe that gouge that they put in there before was too much. And then it's still leaking from there. So I think that's where my leaks are. So I got a bunch of them. I really am not going to be doing that right now. The exhaust that rumbles, I don't know. I took a look at where I joined the exhaust. It maybe looks a little off, but not much. And then I had the problem of my emergency brake not holding the car. This wheel, I think the pads need to be adjusted because I got the brake on, but I can still rotate it by hand. The other one I can't. So, and then while I was under there, I checked all my brake lines and all that stuff. That all looks good. So I think I'm going to tighten that up. I'm going to take a look at the exhaust, and then I'll think about what I want to do about the oil leaks. Because that's a major job to take that on. So that'll be a pretty good project, especially trying to get that balance shaft belt off and all that. Other than that, I think we're okay. So I think if I just keep watching the oil, I might go through it and might leak, but it's not leaking a ton. We'll just kind of keep an eye on that for now. So we'll see if we can tighten up that exhaust. We'll tighten up this shoe over here. And I think we can put it down for now. So I did want to show under here, see how that oil is down here? That's from that front seal again. And then you can see all this oil here. And I think it's coming from the cam, or the balance shaft belt, sorry. Or the oil pan gasket. I'm not 100% sure which one it is, but it's coming from one of those. So that'll need to be addressed. Then the other thing is the fan noise. I don't know if we're going to be able to focus in and get this or not. Let's see. But here is the fans. Let's see if I can get this light. Come on, you bastard. Here we go. All right, so there's the fan shroud. So right there, it is catching, but it's not catching on all of them. And this one has got a little groove dug out on it. You can kind of see the little groove that's dug out. But if we go to the next blade, that one catches. This one no longer catches because the groove is gone. So yeah, you don't hear that. That one doesn't catch because it's been peeled away. Catches a little bit right there. So I think my solution to this, because I don't really want to bend this, the actual shroud itself, because if I do, that's going to make it tighter somewhere else. So I think what I'm going to do is just file down those fan blades just a little bit, enough so they don't catch, and that should take care of that noise. So we're going to try that. All right, so I fixed the fan noise, went out for a drive, came back, and it started clicking again. I just don't know what I'm going to do about that. So we're going to have to work on that again sometime when I get it up. Today's job is going to be working on this mirror. That's what we're going to try to accomplish today, and see if we can figure out what's going on with that mirror and why it's not working. So we're going to work on that. All right, so I am getting power to that. I took that off and then plugged it back in. You can hear it clicking like the motor wants to do something, but it's just not moving. So I'll have to see if I can take that apart somehow and see what's going on with the motor. I do have my old one. I don't know if it'll fit, but I might pull that out and see if that one will work. Maybe I do that, pull out my other one. I just got to find where that is, but it's up there somewhere. Because I have my old mirror and I have my old assembly and everything, so maybe we'll try that and see if that motor works. All right, so this is my old one. Put it in, and it works. It moves. So I'll clean this up, and we'll put this one on the car, and then hopefully that'll be fixed. All right, so we got the mirror in. The mirror works now, but I think it only goes side to side. It really doesn't go up and down. I don't understand why one does and one doesn't. But I got that rubber band on there because I took it out for a drive after I put it on. The older style mirrors, they've got that rotating clip that secures the mirror into the housing. So I've just left that on. I think I got it on. I pulled on it. It's not coming off. It's kind of hard to tell if you really kind of get it clipped because it's really hard to move. But I pulled on the mirror. It didn't come out. But I just left that on there just in case as I was driving it was coming out. So the mirror works for now. I mean, I can go in and out. I can't go up and down, but that's fine. My next thing I'm going to work on is this glove box because the glove box will not shut. And I think what it is, it's this leather is hitting this on both sides and won't allow these to engage into here to where it'll shut. So what I've got to do is I've got to trim this back because I think that's what's stopping it from going in, because you can feel it. It hits right there. It just can't go far enough back. And I don't think anything over here is stopping that. I think these are just too thick and it's preventing it from going back far enough. So I'm going to try to trim these somehow. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. But I think this side is okay because that's all the way there. But I don't know. It just isn't quite far enough. See, that kind of does. See, I can push it now. It's in there. But just doesn't want to seem to go back far enough. See, like that, this side's engaged. This side is not. So, gonna work on that. See if we can get the, because it just won't go back far enough. So we'll see. All right. Well, I didn't have to trim anything. Both sides are engaged, but it doesn't line up. And actually, it has nothing to do with how far it goes back. But if you look, there's not enough room from where this is, and this can't go back any further. To where that meets up, and it's not that it's hitting it, it can't go back any further. So I'm not entirely sure as to why that is. It's like the dashboard's too far back, almost, so it doesn't line up. Because, I mean, that's pretty flush. This is a little better on this side, but still, you still see the, this is flush down here, but it's not. but this is way out. So I'm wondering if this dash somehow got, when I put it back in, I pushed it too far back. I don't know. But I mean, at least it's not popping open anymore. So what I actually did was these I loosened up, and I was able to slide this a little further this way so it would engage. So now it's in there and it won't flop open. So we'll consider that a success. But yeah, I don't know why it won't line up. It's like this dash, this part of the dash is too far back. So, but at least now it won't flop open while we're driving. So we'll consider that a success.